Like they literally have to have opposite takes. So like even if one person right and there's no way he wrong, the other person literally has to debate. So Jalen Brunson really just knocked off the 76ers on his own. I'm not gonna say on his own, but him and the Knicks really was going crazy. And they blew the 76ers out bad. And I'm surprised because I ain't even expect the 76ers to beat the Celtics like they did. But we finna get into this video. It said we can't normalize what Jalen Brunson is doing.
It does seem like a little much for Jalen Brunson, who might be the 15th, 16th, 17th best starting point guard in the NBA. But look,
they're going to move heavily.
Who the fuck said that? Max? 16? Name 10 point guards doing what Jalen Brunson doing. Name 10.
On Earth and give him $110 million, bring the father in.
Which Papa's game UFW the most?
The pizzeria one? For real. I seen Jalen Brunson, he's after
Brunson top 7 FS.
Yeah, real shit. If I want somebody to win, I want Jalen Brunson on my team, bro. I don't give a fuck about none of them points and shit, but I want to win. Fuck that. Like when Rondo came to the Pels, when it was AD and Boogie, bro, I watched Rondo score like 2 points, but that bitch had 25 assists. Like I've never seen nobody get 25. He broke Chris Paul record. Yeah, pizzeria hard. But after Jalen Brunson knocked off the 76ers, he went go hop on the ice cream one. And somebody was like, he really doing the opposite of what we be doing. Cause you know we'll get off work and go hop on 2K. He real like did the opposite.
Brunson there,
he streamed it too on some fight shit.
It's an awful idea. And I like Jalen Brunson's a fine player. But Wild's pal Bill Simmons put it perfectly when he called it the saddest sweepstakes ever. The Jalen Brunson sweepstakes. Is Jalen Brunson...
Watching game 2 of the Knicks 76ers series, I heard Mike Breen casually call Jalen Brunson one of the best free agency signings of this century. And it really made me think. These type of performances from this 6'1" undersized second-round player have become so routine that for him, they damn near feel normalized. And they shouldn't be. In 2022, some quote-unquote Knicks fans seem to be almost bummed that the only move they made was basically adding Jalen Brunson.
My New York Knicks came away with nothing at all. Trading their first round pick away. And for what? To go all in on clearing cap space in hopes of signing Jalen Brunson?
Well, fast forward 4 years later, this man has actually become one of the best closers I've ever seen in my entire life.
And it's not even a 25 plus. Jalen Brunson really IQ there. He makes sure everybody in their spots, bro.
And for me, the greatest New York Knick I've ever seen.
I
didn't see Patrick Ewing live. In my last video on this channel, I complained about Boston and stylistically how they play, putting way too much emphasis on these deep, long-ass bombs. Well, game 1 against New York, and it was unfair how quick that turnaround was, but it became pretty evident how different Boston plays as opposed to New York, led by this one guy. Jalen Brunson will literally dismantle your defense if you give him any type of space, but specifically in that mid-range area. That's what he does. Now, going back to 2022 and the signing of Jalen Brunson and how he's easily become one of the greatest free agency signings ever. To contextualize New York at that time, when he first got there, you have to remember the stage they were in. This meme of this dog right here was basically them. In 2021, they actually made the playoffs led by Randall, Tibbs, and basically Grit. But that eventually plateaued. And the following season, after getting embarrassed by this guy, they didn't even make the playoffs. Hence why that 2022 summer, they wanted that big, splashy name. Kevin Durant, Donovan Mitchell, those type of guys. And they ended up with a second-round pick, overachieving co-star of Luka, Jalen Brunson.
Thomas was a dog for the Celtics.
They did. And that little dude changed everything.
Like before they traded Kyrie to the Celtics.
is that he is an excellent player
Isaiah
who
Thomas
is having
really
a
like that.
historic
On
run
11-7.
who may one day become a superstar. He is not yet a superstar.
Okay. At the time they signed Jalen Brunson on this bargain of a deal,
niggas get paid to
the Knicks
bro, the more get paid to make the worst takes ever. That shit crazy. Like they literally have to have opposite takes. So like even if one person right and there's no way he wrong, the other person literally has to debate.
Won a
that shit
playoff
dumb as
series
fuck.
in 10
That's
years.
why I stopped watching that
Don't
shit.
be
Now,
doing shit
since
but
Jalen's
defeated.
arrived and created
Exactly.
all of these iconic type moments, now that Denver
Real
and
shit.
Boston lost in the first round, the Knicks are the only team that's
Y'all
actually
get
won a
paid to have
playoff
horrible
series
takes.
every single year since Brunson's been there. But that's not it. Not even mentioning the fact that they've won more regular season games every single year. Not even mentioning the fact that they've essentially gone deeper in the playoffs every single year since Jalen's been there. To me, it's more so how they're winning games and how they feel like they have the most reliable player in the league in this span. I have the Knicks making the NBA Finals. Probably easy to say now, and I know somebody's going to say, bro, you had Boston. They're gone. What you want me to do? And before I get more in depth on Jalen, I want to make it very known that this year, it's not just Jalen. OG Anunoby has been playing out of his mind on both sides, shooting arguably the best of anybody in the playoffs.
OG
This
been
man is
shooting
basically averaging 22
53
on 62-54 splits. Looks like a $212 million man to me. Cat is playing the best I've ever seen him play in the playoffs. Now being way more active inside, actually getting paint touches, and not building teams
That's
out
what
with the
happens
long
when
ball
you
so
got a
much.
good.
In fact,
when
as
you
a
get that
7-footer,
key piece on your team
50%
for
of his
real.
shots are
They
now
make
at
everybody
the rim.
play
Bro,
better.
finally. But
One
back to
person ain't
Jalen,
gotta do it all
with
no
all
more.
of those pieces now playing out of their mind, the reason the Knicks are a safe pick to come out the East and possibly contend for a title is how clutch and reliable this dude simply is. In Game 2 versus Philly, I thought VJ Edgecombe and Philly as a whole did a fantastic job on Jalen in the first three quarters. And then in the fourth quarter, where this dude is just brilliant, he just did what he does. Clutch shot after clutch shot after closing shot. And Boston, none of them were threes.
Falling away, puts it up. That's good.
In the playoffs, since joining New York, Jalen Brunson leads the league by far in fourth quarter points in total. He also leads the league in fourth quarter points per game in the playoffs.
And Tatum.
And in this span, when you just look at all of these moments, it's
Al
simply
Horford
not
old ass
normal.
up. Retired.
I understand Detroit last year really got worked by the refs. We remember that non-call, but he ended their year. I made a video on my second channel basically talking about Austin Reeves. By the way, go subscribe if you don't. And mainly, I was making the point that post the LeBron era, Luka will need that secondary shot creator that's a legit playoff riser. If you look at Luka's career, team success-wise, that's what he's won with. We all know what Kyrie is and was with Luka, but even back then, a young Jalen Brunson was still that guy too. Never forget, in 2022 when Dallas made the conference finals, Luka missed the first 3 games of the playoffs. Still, they went up 2-1 against Utah and basically broke up Utah. And it was because Jalen Brunson averaged 33 points in Luka's absence. In that playoff run, as a secondary shot creator, he went from averaging 16 points in the regular season to basically 22. And him being a legitimate playoff riser when it matters most didn't get exposed when he went to New York. It could have easily been, oh, he didn't really get first option attention playing in Dallas beside Luka, so we'll see when he gets to New York. Bro, he got better. Since becoming a Knick, you know what player has consistently been a playoff riser year after year after year in that span? Bro, it's been Jalen Brunson. Not just for a year, not just for a run, I mean basically every single playoff year. These are the players with the biggest playoff jumps in that span. Bro, Jalen has played nearly 50 playoff games. Also, since becoming a Knick, you know what player leads the league in total playoff points in that span? It is Jalen Brunson. And out of everybody in that top 5, he's played the least amount of games. Free agency is obviously coming up, and we always make a big deal out of these type of moves. And Kawhi going to the Clippers, and then going to Milwaukee, and all of these moves that do absolutely nothing. And meanwhile, in the 2019 class, Jimmy Butler made the most impact. And again, after being severely overlooked by Knicks fans on TV, Jalen Brunson has become one of the greatest free agency signings ever. He won the Clutch Player of the Year last year, and in the playoffs, when it actually matters most, he has been just as clutch.
Do you have somebody that you can say, here's the ball, take me there?
Who do you
and I believe that dude is Donovan Mitchell.
Power three-pointer. In and out. Hart, the offensive rebound.
Donovan Mitchell used to. He don't want it like that no more, though.
Jalen Brunson from downtown.
That's why they got Harden.
If you guys like this video, bro, I cannot just keep watching this man do this at 6'1" and act like it's normal. Follow my Free Switch channel or subscribe to my Free Switch channel. Follow my social media sites. Do all that great stuff, guys. And until next time, as always, stay tuned.
All right, that's a W video.
Better know what you're doing when you're going on that mission. I know professional shooters and I get them niggas pissed. But for that drill, they walk down. My young niggas most so sick. I try to teach this bitch a lesson. That little bitches wouldn't list. I tired of lectures. Now I'm sending all these hoes to the tip. I put my city on loose swag. Little bitch, check out my invention. When BR niggas get a bag, we heading straight to the dick. I'ma put some diamonds in my dick. Reach for my jewelry, I leave you crazy.